So let's delve into what you are doing currently, Grace and Light Ministry, International Ministry. What's the vision all about?
Our vision is simply to release the transforming grace and the power of the gospel on the church. I hope you are hearing me.
Yeah.
Making God's kingdom more visible to men. And I'm saying releasing the transforming grace. I feel in Grace and Light, we feel there has been grace, so that we are even taking, Christians these days are taking the grace for grace. And when we say releasing the transforming grace, we want to say it's not the grace that is there for everyone. It's not the grace that brings sun on everyone. It's not the grace that makes a murderer go scot-free, or whatever sin one commits and they are free. The transforming grace is the grace that changes somebody from their old self to the new person. So this is our vision. And we feel by saying making God's kingdom more visible, if Christians will understand that their grace is not the same with Boko Haram's grace or any other person that is doing things we don't like, or a corrupt person, it means their lives will shine, and then people around will see Christ in them.
Okay. Transforming grace, being more visible. I like that. So in practical terms, what do you do to be able to achieve this? You've talked about the vision. So what is the mission? The mission, what is it you do practically to be able to ensure that this happens?
We started Grace and Light because of the death of a pastor's wife with AIDS. And I'm not gossiping, because she wished, her name was Patience Chule, and she was married to Reverend Ayano Chule, and she realized she was HIV positive when she was full-blown AIDS. And before she died, we learned 3 things in her life, and that 3 things become the principles of Grace and Light: the gospel of grace, gospel of light, and gospel of love. She was able to talk to people and say she is positive. Therefore, in Grace and Light, we started with the ministry of HIV in these 3 principles, that people with HIV will be able to share their lives openly, knowing that other Christians will give them grace. And we are a church-based organization. We go to churches, preach the gospel, and speak about HIV. That was what I have started with in ECWA, talking about the gospel and HIV, but this time with these 3 principles. And 10 years along the line, we saw that we will go to a church, we carry HIV test kits, do mobile testing, and people will still be positive. When we come back, we don't do hit and run. When we go to a church, we stick there. We keep going maybe twice a year, bringing the message of this transforming grace and testing people for HIV. But we will find out that the person that tested 3 years back negative came up positive. So we found out that our problem is not that there is HIV, it's not that people are immoral, it's because our hearts are not transformed. So we added another focus to our HIV ministry called social righteousness. In social righteousness, we look at the issues of corruption and work. Now for Christians, because we are church-based, we feel Christians have joined the corruption, and the ethics of work in Nigeria especially is not what Christians are thinking. We just do like any other. We either give eye service, or we want to just do the work for the money we get. We want Christians to understand that work is what God has given from the first time, and He has been working. Jesus Himself said He has been working, and everyone should work. So we try to bring Christians to the fact that our work, the way we work, should be different from the world, and there will be no corruption. Another thing we do under social righteousness, the word social righteousness is all about our relationship and the way we handle life. So the second thing we look at is sexual and gender-based violence. Well, the third of our social righteousness focus is wealth and poverty. And in wealth, we are looking at the fact that Christians, when they are wealthy, should not intimidate others, but should know that they are stewards unto God, and He wants to give them more so they can use it for His kingdom and support other people, and not to amass for themselves alone. And then for poverty, we are saying there's so many poor people in the church. One building takes 20 years to finish. We say no. It's because there is a problem with our Christianity. Because God has given us all. So we are not supposed to be poor. We are not supposed to be lazy. We should do something. Not at the extremes, but do what God would be happy with. And the last point we look at under social righteousness is politics of righteousness. And we all agree and know that politics is influence. If you are a politician, you have influence. It's like leadership. So Nigeria had come to where it is today, and many other countries where Christians are, and shun away from politics, thinking it's a dirty game. Grace and Light is saying that Christians need to go back, be card carriers, register with the party, and we need it in the mass of us. We have the number. It's a game of number. So the Christians are there with their transformed lives. We can bring good governance in any country Christians are found. So go back to politics is what we are calling Christians too. But the politics should be in righteousness. Another thing under engagement that had helped me live with more people is this group that we have formed, and I am a committee on it. It's love language. Love language is how to love any person, especially Muslims or any other religion around you. We give it ourselves as the committee, but also train people to be love language ambassadors, that God has given us love. He is love Himself, our Jesus, our God. Therefore, Christians should love whoever that is there. When we speak our language of love, we are able to help people live better. And I think that is what had helped me even during those challenges of kidnap. I need to speak love language to them. Another thing we are doing presently is starting a movement for politics of righteousness. And it's not just Christians. We are bringing Muslims and any other person that we feel has a little bit of trying to do the right and is not happy with wrong. So we call it movement to politics of righteousness. This is to be able to engage other people that are not just Christians.
Thank you for joining us in today's episode of Verity Talks. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. See you again on the next episode of Verity Talks. Thank you and God bless.